in silence and violence, but he moved in peace and love and goodwill towards man. So this guy, his music is truly a ministry, because he is a minister of music, of course, for a living legend in himself. He was a guy that he was always open to receiving whatever people gave him. You know, if you talk to Reverend Ronnie Williams, he'll tell you that, like Sir Isaac Newton said so many centuries ago, I stand on the shoulders of giants. The people that led the way, that got me to this point where I'm able to pick from the highest reaches of the tree, the righteous fruit. And here's a guy, once again, he's one of these guys that's very accessible. And, you know, sometimes you got to give people their flowers while they're here. They can smell them, they can access them, because, like I told kids that saw Mr. A.L.L at Manassas a couple months ago, this is a guy you're going to be reading about on Wikipedia sometime in the future. Or you might be reading, seeing a documentary about him. And also in Reverend Ron, I mean, he's got such a rich life experience. He's another guy I met by going back to the schools, literally. I went to Hamilton High School to talk to the principal, not the current principal, the last principal last year, about doing Jimmie Lunceford event at Hamilton High School. And he had me waiting for 3 hours for nothing. But he knew Urban Reasons. You know, he already he talked about how Urban Reasons was a great guy to play with Jimmie Lunceford. So it wasn't nothing. But what I did at the time, I was outside the office hallway, and I started looking at all the famous alumni that came out of Hamilton High School. I saw this guy who was a jazz guy, who was an accountant and went to the University of Memphis. So I took the white pages, they do still work, and I looked him up, and I called him. He said, well, you know, I can't help you, young man. I'm not in that business anymore of performing. Now I'm more of a religious guy, but I can tell you might be of help. This guy named Reverend Ronnie Williams gave me his number, and the rest, as I say, is history. And he's been a great friend, always had a great word to say. He's the type of dude, he could probably find a nice thing to say about Hitler. He's the type of guy that can find the best in everybody. And he's a phenomenal musician. He's very blessed. So without further ado, this 2008 Jimmie Lunceford Legacy Award for a life dedicated to excellence in music and music education. This one is for you, Brother Reverend Ronnie Williams.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Praise God. I will be very, very brief. But I was Mr. Goodrich's paper boy. I'm from Binghamton, and I heard the name Goodrich when I was a little boy in Leicester School, and all the people that I wanted to emulate. I grew up with just my mom and I stayed with my grandfather. My grandmother, he was Reverend J.W. Williams. I never saw my father's face, but I had many, many fathers that had things to say and how to be. And I'd always look for the best in a person. And I always excel to the highest heights. And I always believe in God, for he said he will make you the first and not the last, the winner and not the loser. I'm a living testimony to that. I was the third black guy to make the band out of Memphis State back in the 60s. And to pave that way for young men and women to come along now, to sit in that little spot in that cafeteria, where back then that's the way things were. But to say, well, we all have a role that we can play to make this world a better place. And God put it on all of our hearts. If you can, do it. You don't have to make a big deal about it. Just do it. I like to leave you with this. This is the original thing. Ain't no need in crying when it's raining. Crying only adds to the rain. Ain't no need in worrying about your problems. Worry only adds to the pain. If you feel you're caught in a hurricane, just remember, there's always sunshine after rain. Everything will be all right. Just hang on tight, it'll be all right. Ain't no need in crying when it's raining, for your crying will only make a flood. Just believe in God and yourself. That's all you need to do you some good. And if they come to cut the lights out in your house, Don't you let them cut the sunshine out your heart. Oh, it'll be all right. Just hang on tight. It'll be all right. Now look real hard. Can't you see the sunshine? We wasn't born in a life. It was just good times. So just thank the Lord for the strength to see. You see, life got ups, just like it got down. Life got smiles, just like it got frowns. So just hang on in there.
Jesus of Nazareth, he's passing by. For Jesus really understand. Come on, everybody, if you love the Lord this evening, let me hear you clap your hands. All right. If you're satisfied with Jesus, let me see you wave your hand. All right. I'm so sad.